in one of the most disgraceful performances by the Senate Judiciary Committee in our nation's history. Justice Thomas rightly described the treatment he got from then-Chairman Joe Biden and Senate Democrats as a, quote, high-tech lynching. It is sad to see 30 years later this committee is again engaged in the same despicable tactics. Senate Democrats and their lapdogs in the media are engaged in a twofold political campaign. Number one, to delegitimize the Supreme Court of the United States because they are angry that there are a majority of constitutionalists on the court. But number two, very directly, this is a political campaign designed to smear Justice Clarence Thomas.
What's going on, everyone? It's Tosh Kenny here. Today we're reacting to what's been going on with Clarence Thomas. He's been, based on the intro, you guys probably already know. Cruz shreds Democrats smear campaign against Justice Clarence Thomas. And a lot of the clips I'm going to be pulling from his video. I left a link to the original video in the description below if you want to watch this out without my commentary. But few thoughts I want to kind of highlight here is that liberal SCOTUS justice took $3 million from book publisher, didn't recuse from the case. So Random House was her main source of income, but she voted on key decisions where publishers stood to lose money, even as a similar position colleague recused, right? So this whole thing has been going on with Clarence Thomas. The media's out here trying to say that, oh, he's bought and paid for, oh, he didn't recuse himself, he's corrupt. And now, so Democrats are using this as a pretext to come in and try to regulate the federal judges in the Supreme Court. And this video is not necessarily about Clarence Thomas per se, but I want to kind of use this video to highlight my problems with black liberals. Okay, black liberals will condone these racist, bigoted attacks because it goes against a person that they perceive as their enemy, right? And in my view, black liberals are not pro-blacks. Black liberals are pro-Democrats. And anything that goes against the Democratic narrative, you can best believe that the black liberal will condone and allow white people, right? Because black liberals, between a black conservative and a black liberal, who cares more about race? A black liberal, right? Black liberals could claim that, oh, the Republicans are the party of the racists, right? But then they allow leftist media to do this to a black man. Let's take a look.
And they do not despise him because he's a conservative. The left despises Clarence Thomas because he is a conservative African-American. Here's what Clarence Thomas said at that confirmation hearing. He said, if you are a free-thinking African-American, quote, you will be lynched, destroyed, and caricatured by a committee of the U.S. Senate. Well, in 3 decades, that hasn't changed, and it's gotten worse. And to be clear, here's the left's view. I point to one article just 3 weeks ago. The Democrats need to destroy Clarence Thomas's reputation. They'll never successfully impeach him, but so what? Make him a metaphor for every insidious thing the far right has done to this country. That's what the left is trying to do. And I will tell you, if you look at the next poster board, the left has repeatedly attacked Clarence Thomas with a racism. This is a magazine cover that showed Justice Scalia every bit as conservative as Clarence Thomas. But he's portrayed as the master, and Clarence Thomas, in a bigoted attack, is portrayed as shining his shoes. I'll show you another one to give you a sense of the racist vitriol from the left. Here's a racist caricature of Clarence Thomas, lawn jockey for the far right. This is the bigoted contempt the left has. I'll show you another magazine cover. Offensively, this is how the left views Clarence Thomas.
And that pisses me off, right? Racism exists in a personal level. I agree, right? But there's no systematic racism. There's no structural racism. That's where a black conservative and a black liberal will disagree. But on a personal basis, yes, racism does exist. And I just pointed out how racism personally attacks Clarence Thomas. But do you think I can get a black liberal to agree with me that those are racist attacks? Maybe, maybe not. Because to me, this is where the dichotomy, and this is where I get a little annoyed with the black liberal. The black liberal will sit here, call me Uncle Tom, call me bootlicker, when in my view they're projecting. They're the bootlickers. Because you got Joe Biden over here telling you that you're not a black man or you're not a black person if you don't vote Democrat, but all of a sudden I'm the bootlicker. Oh, I'm the one shining the white man's shoes. The Democrats tell you what to do. The Democrats don't even want to hold a primary. They're telling you, no, yeah, we make decisions for you. You don't tell us what to do. That's how the Democrats proposition to black people. But black people want to keep sitting here and looking down on black conservatives, saying that we're the bootlickers, we're the Uncle Toms. No, y'all, it's you guys. You're projecting. I know you are, but what am I? That is the black conservative perspective right there. Because the black conservative perspective is government. I don't want you to do anything for me. I just need you to get out of my way. That's the black conservative's ethos. But for some reason, that's Uncle Tomish? That's coonish? Huh? Yeah, black liberals are some of the most contradictory people I ever met in my life. Y'all want to support abortion when abortion was started by a racist. Margaret Sanger, look it up. She was a eugenicist. She thought black people were savages. She thought black people were weeds in this country. But if you poll an average black woman, she wants abortion rights. She's pro-abortion, even though in the long term it hurts your people. It hurts the growth of your people. 1 million abortions happen per year in this country, and 40% of them is by black women. Black women choose to make those decisions. Right? But Democrats are supporting that. Started by a racist. But but black conservatives are coons. No, you guys are coons. Black liberals are coons.
The Democratic Party defended slavery, started the Civil War, opposed Reconstruction, founded the Ku Klux Klan, imposed segregation, perpetrated lynchings, and fought against the Civil Rights Acts. 80% of Republicans in Congress supported the bill. Less than 70% of Democrats did.
These laws are made by Democrats. Federal sentencing guidelines, 3-strike laws, they came from the Clinton administration, who was one of the worst individuals on this planet.
They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators.
If you want something to change, it's not gonna change by saying fuck that person.
Kanye too, nigga. Don't forget about him too. Fuck you too.
Being black isn't what I'm trying to be, it's what I am. I'm running the same race and jumping the same hurdles you are, so why are you tripping me up?
Fuck you too.
You ask me, you're the real sellout.
Because at least as a black conservative, I say, hey, black people have been voting Democrat for 50 straight years. Is our situation better or worse? Worse. A lot of black. That's the black conservative argument. Are the black communities, a lot in life, got worse because they voted Democrat? Why? Because a lot of the policies that the Democrats push incentivize black people to do decisions that is detrimental to them in the long term. When Lyndon B. Johnson started his war on poverty, the Great Society initiative, the black community had only 25% single motherhood rate. Now it's at 70%. And there's a lot of environmental cause and effects that happens when you're raised by a household led by a woman. You're more likely to be poor. You're opening yourself up to becoming criminals, falling behind in school, dropping out of school. There's a lot of bad outcomes associated with single mother parenthood. But what the Democrats incentivize? Oh no, we don't want the man in the house. That was the incentive that the Democrats put out. The intentions may have been, we're trying to help struggling single moms, and we want to make sure they get the care they need. But inadvertently, you created an incentive structure where black women go, well, I can get more out of the government than I can with my husband at the time. Now it set up the generation where we're at currently in this culture where black women have this sense that they don't need no man, but they need somebody. The government, they need a job. They need somebody, because at the end of the day, humans, we're social creatures. We're interdependent. There's no such thing as an independent human being in this country, in this world. We're all dependent on each other for everything, on something. I'm dependent on the police to create law and order, so I don't have to. Because if I had to, it'd be Wild Wild West out here. And that's the arguments that black conservatives have. That government intervention has caused more harm than good in the black community. But for us pointing that out, for us having those facts on our hand, affirmative action hurts black folks more than it helps black folks. Affirmative action creates something called mismatch theory. Essentially, the black conservative argument is that affirmative action sets you up for failure because it puts you in a position where you cannot make the most out of that position. For instance, here's an example. Here's an analogy for you. If you're a 5'5" basketball player, is the coach setting you up for success or failure if he puts you at a center? Wait, most black people understand this. Y'all understand this analogy. If I put a 5'5" basketball player and put him in the position of center, am I setting him up for success or I'm setting him up for failure? And that is my argument for what affirmative action does at a wider scale in other job applications, right? Because jobs is supposed to be meritocratic. You're supposed to get the job based on your merits, not based on the color of your skin. I'm against racial privilege and racial disadvantage. That's what makes me consistent. This is why I'm against identity politics. This is why I'm against CRT, which is critical race theory. This is why I'm against it. Because it teaches this dumb narrative, this falsehood that your race and your culture are one thing. No, it's not. If I'm raised in Germany, my culture is Germany. My race is black, but I was raised in Germany. So if I come over here, I'm a German. Just like if I'm born in America, I'm an American. But for some reason in this society today, we mix race and culture as if it's one thing. Oh, you're black. You're supposed to be this. You're supposed to be this certain way. You're supposed to talk a certain way, Charlie. You're supposed to talk a certain way. You're not supposed to talk proper English because you're black. These are the incentives that this is the narrative that the left try to push out. But you want to call us ignorant. Oh, we don't know what you're talking. Black conservatives don't know what they're talking about. No, we know exactly what we're talking about. It's just you don't want to accept the premise. You don't want to actually view the issues the same way we are seeing it. You don't want to admit that governments cause more problems than they help. But no, y'all don't want to agree. Y'all just want y'all way. Donald Trump had a lower black unemployment than Obama. And if you're a pro-black, you should be happy about that. Yes, black people are becoming more successful. Black people are able to do for themselves under Trump. What do you think black liberals did? Black liberals didn't clap.
It's going to bring all these jobs back. What magic wand do you have?
African American unemployment stands at the lowest rate ever recorded.
Something that if you're a pro-black, you should be happy about. Yes, my people are doing well. Even though I may not agree with how Donald Trump do things, my black people are getting a good outcome out of it. That's what a pro-black would say. What a black liberal would say. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. Oh no, he's being successful. I want my guy to be the one with that accolade, not him. And that's why they don't clap. And to me, black liberals can never be pro-black. That's just my argument. Because a lot of things they push for, they can't, on its merit, they cannot justify why they support those positions. They support public school. Why do you support public school? Do you know minorities perform the worst? Minorities get the worst education in public school. Black men can't read at a third grade level in public school. But y'all want to keep pushing us to, more money for public school, more money for public school. Why? Because the Democrats want it. And that's why black liberals want it too. To me, black liberals are projecting here. That's my main problem with the black liberal. The black liberal is everything they claim the black conservative is. All black conservatives says, hey, I want to be treated like everyone else. I want to play by the same rules as everyone else. I don't want special treatment. I just want a fair shot. I want the opportunity to try, but I don't want an equal outcome. If I want to be able to try out for the team, but I don't want to be, this spot's only for 5-5 players. This spot's only for point guards. We're only looking for. No, I don't want that. I just want to, on my own merits, be able to succeed or fail. Black liberals, they just want everyone to succeed, but no one to fail. That's not reality. You're not operating in reality, black liberals. Trying to paint us as, we're ignorant. We want to close our eyes to racism. No, I believe we're calling racism accurately. There's no systematic racism. There's no structural racism. Racism only affects you at a personal level. And if you disagree, show me some proof so I can go out there. Just like I show you some proof about how the left is the real bigots in our society, how the left are the real racists in this country. I show you an example of this because they attack a black man. Oh, he's a black conservative. The black community will let us attack them. And that's the narrative you black liberals set. That a white liberal can be racist to a black conservative, but because that person's a black conservative, he's not really black. I don't really have to defend him. But you're condoning racism, black liberals. But then at the same notion, you'll call black conservatives bootlickers. You guys are the real coons here because y'all condone racist attacks because your fellow black person, right, doesn't agree with the same solutions to address the black issues as you. Then that's why you condone racist attacks. And I'm tired of the slander. I'm tired of the Ahamana attacks with no proof, with no evidence. And this is the problem with black liberals. The only thing black liberals got going for them is right now they're the popular position. But that's not out of education. I think that's out of ignorance, in my view. Because if you was aware of all the negative results that associated came from Democratic policies, y'all stop voting for Democrat. Bill Clinton in 1991, and I'm quoting him specifically, he said that, hey, and he quoted, now I'm quoting him. He said in 1991, it was in a eulogy for for a dead Congress, whatever. He said, hey, it kind of how what you had to do in the Democratic Party. which he was hinting at that, hey, you know, you had to be part of the kind of be associated with the KKK or caters to the KKK to be a Democrat in those times. But you're not going to learn this stuff in public school, because public schools has a heavy Democratic bias. The teachers unions heavily Democrat, the administrators heavily Democrat, public school system heavily Democrat, because Democrats fund those schools. And you don't think a government can act like a monopoly? And this is why a lot of economists call the government an unnatural monopoly, because when a corporation becomes a monopoly, it's because they're providing value to their customers. When a government becomes a monopoly, it's just because they fund these institutions. And this is why these journalists, mainstream media people get mad when you put out there the information that they're being government funded in some ways. But I don't know. I feel like I've been all over the place. I don't know. This really pissed me off. I honestly, it does. Right? Joe Biden out here telling black people, you won't vote for me, you ain't black. Not racist. Black liberals making excuses for it. Donald Trump has record unemployment. Has less black unemployment than Obama. Black liberals don't clap for that. They don't clap for a good outcome for black people. Black liberals, again, anti school choice, even though school choice will allow underprivileged communities to be able to put their kids in better schools. But black liberals will be for food stamps, right? Which essentially is what school choice is. Food stamps, but for school. You could use the money anywhere. The government provides it for you, and your kid gets a better, just like a kid gets a better food quality, the kid will get a better education. No one can argue that. School choice helps bring up the quality of education because it introduces what? Competition. And just because as a black conservative, I have a different solution for the problems that the black community face does not make me a coon sellout. It means I just think differently from you. It means your fellow brother here sees it a different way. And just because I see it a different way doesn't mean I should be demonized or caricatured as something that I am not. Or have this assumption that I am actually betraying the black community. What is that? I'm not betraying anyone. Because black is who I am. Democrat is what you choose to be. And I chose to be a conservative for a reason. And it's not because I hate my people or I hate my blackness. No, that's a narrative that black liberals portray to justify their idiocy of supporting the Democratic Party, when a lot of the things the Democratic Party support originated from the KKK. Gun control, KKK position. They didn't want no black people having no guns. How can you lynch a group of people that's armed? You can't. That's why KKK was for gun control. Who support gun control today? Democrats. Abortion. Started by a racist named Margaret Sanger. She said black people are weeds in this country because they can't do anything for themselves. She was very big on genetic determinism. Like, she think based on your genetics that you're born to be dumb, savages, whatever. She said, hey, there needs to be less of them. Abortion. Who support abortion today? Democrats. But black conservatives are the coons. I think that's a lie that black liberals tell themselves to justify their positions. But hey, you guys can keep going, because it only makes me want to do more videos like this. Every time I see a comment section that says, "Oh, you a bootlicker, you this," I'm saying I'm gonna make another video on the Black America, because I think my main position is that Black America should not be loyal to the Democratic Party. That is my meet me in the middle position. Okay, I don't think anyone can. I don't see how anyone can argue against that. But hey, I digress. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know why. I don't need the homina attacks. I mean, but if you go for it, hey, don't get mad when I start going on another race video again. Okay. I'm just a little warning, because a lot of people get in their feelings. They don't want to actually sit down and digest the information that I'm saying and seeing, hey, is there any validity to what this guy is saying? Because if you look, all I'm making a claim is, hey, look at the policies the Democratic push, and look at it from a long-term view. Did it help black people or did it hurt black people? That's all I'm trying to say. But hey, I digress. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate you guys for watching to the end of the video. I know it's been a long one. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.